Hi everyone, welcome back to this week's live session. I think that we are up streaming on all platforms. It's the Facebook group that takes some time to kind of connect and the live streaming goes out, but I think we are live. So welcome to this session that is going to be about the three biggest, I would say, mistakes that is going to kill conversion inside of your virtual events. And for you who don't know me, my name is Angela. I'm a virtual event sales expert. So what I do is that I help our clients attract and turn leads from cold to sold using virtual events. And I didn't start out doing that because I actually started out launching a fitness business back in 2017. So an online fitness business. But I sold everything inside that fitness business using virtual events. So I had one challenge and one webinar. I actually didn't do any sales between. Not that I didn't want to, but I didn't know how to, okay? So the only way I sold all my stuff was with this 5-day challenge and one webinar. Then in 2019, I started to help others do virtual events. And in 2020, I closed the fitness business. And from then, this is the only thing that I have been doing. I have seen it all. I have tried it all. And we can see a lot of changes and a lot of things have happened when it comes to running virtual events to sell your offers. But the things that I'm going to talk about today are three kind of huge things that is going to kill conversions. But I'm also going to talk about what can you do instead to kind of not do these three things, okay? So welcome to this live. If you're watching this live, I would love for you to let me know that you are here live. I use Restream today, so I might not see your questions, but add any questions in the comment section. I will go back. If you're catching this on the replay, I would love to know that you have actually catched the replay of this, okay? So the first thing that I wanted to talk about that absolutely is going to kill your conversion is to fill your room with the wrong people. You fill your event with the wrong participants, okay? So you invite people and you sell an offer that is not aligned to those people. You fill the event with cat people and you sell a dog offer, okay? And there is some reason why this happens. So one of the reason is that you're not clear in your audience growth. So when you grow your audience, when you create your content, when you go live, when you share what it is that you do and who it's for, etc., in all your content, you're not clear enough. So you build your audience. So when you go out and invite people, those people sign up, but it's actually really not the right people. So that is one thing that is in the foundation. The second thing when it comes to that is that you are not clear enough who the event is for. Okay, so this is the next step. So first we have the audience growth, that ordinary content, and then you go out and you are going to create an event. And then that event, you are not clear enough in who it actually for. And this comes in the framework. So it's the title, it's the topic, it's the bullets, it's the subtitle, it's what you're going to teach, all the things that you kind of put on your landing page and in the content, the lead generation content for the event. Okay. And the thing that happens is that we usually want when we create event to be very clever because we want the title and we want the bullets and all the things sounds very clever. But what happens is that even if you have grown an audience with the right people, if you are not clear on the landing page and in the content that is for that event, who it's for and who it's not for, you're going to start filling the event with the wrong people because anyone can sign up all of a sudden, or anyone is going to sign up, okay? Or no one signs up because people just don't get it, okay? So instead of trying to be clever, try to be clear in the title, in the subtitle, in the bullets, in what you're going to teach, who it's for. So it's only attract people. There is no question who the event is for, what they are going to learn, what you're going to teach inside of the event. And it's also starting to repel the wrong kind of people, okay? So let's say I want to host an event and helping people scale using Instagram stories specifically. Instead of going out and say that, join me for an event, how to grow an audience. That is going to attract everyone, even the people that don't want to be on Instagram, right? then it's way better to have a title saying how to grow your audience using Instagram stories or Instagram reels. So it's very clear that this is for people who wants to use this specific social media platform to actually grow an audience. Okay, otherwise you're going to start attracting people that don't want to be on Instagram, or they don't want to be on this platform. They don't want to use this, right? It's a very simple example of how easy it is to actually go off. And what happens here also, feeling they went with the wrong people, is that we are too broad. So when I started out, I was helping all women over 40 that wanted to lose weight. Right? It's going to be a tough one, because it's going to attract anyone that is over 40 that wants to lose weight. Okay, and I'm not for everyone. You are not for everyone. So all these mistakes that I talk about, I have done myself. I actually launched my first 5-day challenge. I can share this with you. I launched that challenge for all women over 40. Number one, I tried to target everyone over 40. And then I talked in a way that they wouldn't talk. I used a language that they wouldn't describe or they wouldn't use. So I named my challenge. I tried to be clever. So I named it Change the Way You See Food. Because I knew as a weight loss coach that that was one of the biggest reasons why these women that I wanted to work with didn't lose weight. It was that they saw food as an enemy. It's just that no one would describe it that way. If I would go out and ask these women that I wanted to work with, what is it that you want? I want to lose weight. I want to lose weight, right? No one of these women would say, I want to change the way I see food. You see how easy it is to kind of go off just because I wanted to be a little bit clever. So when I changed that, when I understood that only in the title, and I changed the title, Lose Weight Without Giving Up the Cupcake, I started to attract people. All of a sudden, people started to sign up. It was just that I started to be clear instead of clever. I started to use a language in the way that they would use it instead of the language that I used as a coach. Right? So it's very easy to kind of overthink and try to be very clever, use the way that we do things, the way that we describe things, instead of actually listen and use their language, the way that they speak, be very clear who it's for and who it's not for, so we kind of repel people, and not target everyone. Not target all people that want to grow an audience. If you're just helping people grow an audience on Instagram, then you should be very clear that I to help people grow an audience on Instagram. Okay? So that is the biggest mistake. So look kind of back and how can I describe what I do in the language and in the way that they would describe it? How can I make my event, the way my topic, my title, my bullets, all the things that I have on my landing page, including the content I use to get people to sign up, in a way that is way more clear. So people really understand, is this event for me or is this event not for me? Okay? Biggest mistake, very easy to do. We all are guilty of it, okay? Number 2, energy. Okay? I usually say that it's not so much what you do in an event as it is who you are when you actually do it. And this applies to everything, not only events, but if we look at events specifically. And this can be a lot of reasons for why you show up with energy. You can show up with desperate energy, for example. You need to close sales. So you show up with a desperate energy. And what happens is that you attract objections, right? That is what happens when you show up with desperate energy. You might show up in an energy thinking before, people are not going to afford my offers. And the energy you project is the energy you're going to get in return. So if I show up thinking no one here can afford my services, no one is going to buy, because I'm already projecting the energy that you can't afford this, you can't afford this. Subconscious, you are going to do that. Okay? And this can also happen when people kind of pick the wrong event. I'm just going to say it. There is a lot of people out there that say that the only event that works is the 5-day challenge. The only event that works is the webinar. The only event that works is the 9-day live launch, right? But in reality, the event that is going to convert is the event that you want to do. Because if you do an event that you don't want to do, how is that energy is going to be in that event? It's going to be low because you are actually doing something that you don't want to do. So when we decide on what type of event that our clients do, we look at a couple of things. What would be the event that would be a best fit for my audience? Let's say I target people that are close to burnout, single moms with small children that are close to burnout. Would a 5-day challenge be the perfect fit? Probably not, because they're not going to join 5 days. And if you then open cart on day 4 or something, there's not going to be any people left. Because a multiple day event looks very different compared to a webinar, because you will have less people showing up every day. So it's very critical on how you open cart and when you open cart, okay? So number one, what would be the event that would be a good fit for your audience? But the biggest thing, what event do you want to do? Okay? What do you want to do? Don't do things that you don't want to do, because it's not so much what you do as it is who you are when you do it. If you pick an event that you don't want to do, people are going to feel that you don't want to be there. And what happens is that you're going to show up with low energy, and the lower energy you show up in, the fewer people are going to show up, because that energy is going to project back. And this usually happens in multiple day event, unfortunately, because a lot of people haven't run the reps of this. So they start with a longer event, and it's totally fine. But what you need to understand is that you need to hold energy multiple days in a row, no matter what. But what usually happens is that first day number 1, you show up with amazing energy, right? And you have 25-30% of people that signed up is showing up live, and you're all excited. Good, okay? Day 2, naturally, less people are going to show up. It's just the way it is. But you haven't run the reps of this. So when you see fewer people there, your energy drops, because you start to focus your energy on the people that are not there. Why aren't they here? Why didn't they show up? Who is not here live? What is happening here? And you project that energy to the people that are there instead of focusing on them. So the energy start dropping day 2. And that makes even fewer people showing up day 3. And you all of a sudden show up with almost desperate energy. Why aren't people coming here? It's day 3. They should be excited. I send out so many emails. Oh my God, why are not people here? And you start showing up with desperate energy and low energy, and you start leaning back. And that is when you invite people to buy your offer in that low energy. No one is going to buy that. Energy is what's going to sell. It doesn't matter if you have the right audience, the best offer, the best content. If you show up with bad energy, it's just not going to convert anyway. Your energy is what's going to sell first. Okay? No one is going to buy into something where you sit down and you don't even want to be there. Who is going to purchase from that type of energy? No one is going to purchase from that type of energy, right? So the first thing is filling the event with the wrong people. Biggest mistake. You need to be very clear with who the event is for. First, growing an audience that is actually the right fit. And then who the event is for and who it's not for. Clear over clever. It's the front end of your event. It should repel the wrong people, attract the right one. Second thing is that you either pick the wrong event, so you don't want to do this, right? And or you show up with wrong energy. And this takes practice. That is why running the reps is crucial. It's crucial for everything that we do, but especially when it comes to running virtual events, because it's not going to be the best energy the first time. It's going to be an energy shift when you open cart. You are going to have lower or higher energy, right? It's just natural. That is why running the reps, first pick the right event, 2, run the reps, right? Because every time you run it, you're going to have higher energy. Every time it's just going to climb. for every time that you do it. Okay? The third biggest mistake is in the content in itself. It's over-delivering. You can't give away. So don't make this mistake that you think that you give away too much so people don't buy because they have everything that they need. If that was the problem, no one would buy anything because you can actually access all the information you need with ChatGPT today. You can just type in a question, how do I scale my business using Instagram Reels? There is the answer. Text, massive. You have the answer. That is not the problem. And you need also to give away enough so people actually can make a decision. Okay? Because if you don't show your expertise, what you actually know about this topic in the way that you help people, it's not going to convert because trust is going to be your biggest currency. And if people don't think that you know what you're talking about, they're not going to buy from you. Okay? So it's very important that you give away enough to people to make a decision because you can't give away too much. There is no person out there that join an event and then at the end of the event, they say, I learned nothing. I learned nothing from you. I can't see that this can work for me. I don't understand this at all. I don't see how this is even working. I don't actually think that you know what you're talking about here. It sounds very fluffy. I don't think this is your expertise, but absolutely take my money. No one has said that ever because it's not going to happen. People buy from people they trust. And to build trust, you need to show your knowledge. And you show your knowledge by teaching. Right? So you need to teach. You need to share. You can't give away too much. But it's a very fine line to walk on to give away enough to people to actually make a decision, then give away too much so you overwhelm people. So what I mean with that is that people leave your event with massive amount of notes. You have given away almost your entire strategy in 3 days. You have just talk, give away, give, and people are just written down. And at the end of the event, they are exhausted. They have so much information, but still no clarity. Still no structure. Still, they don't know what to actually take action on. And they're not going to purchase because you overwhelm them. So they're just sitting there. Okay, I just need to take a step back here. I need to read through my notes. I need to kind of start looking into this and I'm going to come back. But they're not going to come back because they're so overwhelmed. So they take your notes and they try to implement and it just doesn't work because you just information dump them. So they try almost like you get all the information from ChatGPT, you try to implement it and it don't work. What happens when people leave an event with massive amount of notes, they try to implement it and it doesn't work? They're going to think this strategy is not for them, right? And they're not going to come back. And it's a very, very fine line to walk on. And we are all guilty of giving away too much and we overwhelm our audience, okay? We are all guilty of that. But on the other hand, you don't want to run a webinar as a pitch fest or a brag fest because we have done them. We have all been to webinars where the host only talk about themselves or they pitch. From the moment you enter, they pitch until you leave. So there is no teaching at all, and they're just trying to sell to you. We have all been to those, and that is not what you want to run. You don't want to run an information dump, a pitch fest, or a brag fest, okay? You want to run a transformation. And by doing this, think about it as a transformation. Think about what do my people need to know to understand what they did in the past didn't work and what they need to do instead. Your content should build trust for you and your brand. So you need to teach, okay? But it also needs to make sure that they understand that this is a natural next step. I can actually see that this can work for me. I can see that if I implement this, this is where I'm going to go. So there's a fine line to walk on to over-deliver, to actually exhaust an audience and give away to enough so they actually can make a decision. And this only can be cleared out by running the reps. Unfortunately, most people give up way too soon. So they run an event, they show up with a little low energy, they give away too much, so people kind of get overwhelmed and it doesn't really convert. And they try again with even worse energy because they think already before they even run the event that this is not going to work because it didn't work the last time, right? And to solve that problem, they give away even more stuff and they overwhelm the audience even more and no one buys. And then they say, yeah, webinars doesn't work. 3-day challenges doesn't work. My audience don't buy from virtual events. But it has only to do with running the reps and with energy, filling the room with the right people, and have decision-making content. Teach less, lead more. That should be your motto. Teach less, lead more. You're still going to teach, but you're going to teach in a way that lead your audience over the bridge into your offer. Because your event is the bridge from where they are to where they want to go, right? Your event is going to bridge your audience into your offer. You're going to lead people over that bridge. So you're still going to teach, but you're going to teach in a way that lead them into your offer, not overwhelm. They can see it's in the future, it's going to work. They know what they did wrong in the past and what they need to do instead. Okay? So those are the 3 kind of biggest mistake. It's having the wrong people in the room. You're going to solve that by being very clear when you grow your audience, who you are for, how you help people, the result that you give people. You're going to be even way more clear when you pick your topic, your title, your subtitle, what your event is about, who it's for, and be very clear instead of clever. That is how you're going to get the right people. Next week, I'm going to talk about how to actually get the people. So we're going to talk about lead generation. We're going to talk about how to actually get people to sign up. I'm going to talk about that next week. The second biggest thing is to show up with the wrong energy, either low energy, desperate energy. It can be anything. Think about that. It's not so much what you actually do as it is who you are when you do it. The way you show up, the energy you show up in is the energy you're going to get back. Focus on the people that is right in front of you. Put your energy in the people that is there, not the people that didn't show up. Focus all your energy in the people that are actually there. Honor them with the best energy you could possibly do. And make sure also pick an event that you actually want to do. No matter what other people say you have to do. Because if you do something you don't want to do, it's just not going to be good. I'm just going to say it, right? We teach all types of events. We have people that run webinars, masterclasses, 2-day events, 3-day events, 5-day events, 9-day events. We have even people that run 14-day events, okay? Because they pick the one that they want to do, okay? So that is the second thing, showing up with the wrong energy. So make sure you focus on the people that is right in front of you. You pick the event that you want to do and you give it your all. No matter what happens, you are there, okay? Third thing, over deliver. So you actually overwhelm an audience. Teach less, lead more. Think about that. Teach less, lead more. Think about your event as the bridge. You're going to lead people over. What do they need to know in order to understand that this is what they need? What do they need to know so they actually can believe in themselves that this could work for them, right? What do they need to know for me to remove these type of objections that my audience have? So think about that. What do they actually need to know, okay? And if you can fix those 3 things, I can promise you, your event is going to be way more powerful. It's going to be way more engaging. And it's going to be way more profitable, okay? It's just going to convert higher, okay? And next week, we are going to talk about how to actually get people to sign up, like the lead generation, what does it require, how much do I need to post, what is the lead generation strategies that I can use, and those kind of things. I'm going to talk about that next week. Without running any type of ads or having these huge audiences, right? So because most of us don't have this 50,000 audience, right? We have small audiences. So how can we actually get hundreds of people to sign up, even if we don't have a huge audience, okay? So that I'm going to talk about next week. For you who wants to master LinkedIn as a platform to generate leads and close sales, my business partner, Josephine, hosts a training next week. The LinkedIn Leads training is the last LinkedIn training she's going to do this year. So if you are looking to use LinkedIn as a platform to grow an audience, generate leads, and close sales, sign up for that free event she hosts the next week. It's the 30th of September. Okay. I'm going to put the link in the comment section so you can grab a spot. Okay. So welcome to that training, and please share your questions in the comment section, and I'm going to make sure that I go back and answer them. If you watch this on a replay, please just add replay so I know that you have been watching this session. And welcome back next week for you who wants to know how you would actually fill an event, the strategy part, the energetic part, the content, all those kind of things that is required to get people to sign up, even if we don't have an audience and we don't run ads. So thank you so much, everyone that have been here. I hope this was valuable for you, and I will see you next week.